Nobody asks about your political views or what philosophy is the foundation of them. When you are a liberal, what does that mean? That you think, oh, Canada. Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of YouTube's biggest live show, and also the only program that is contained on this website. Nobody asked.
Yay!
Oh my God!
Cheers!
Oh, I can't believe it! It's Wednesday.
I've been waiting all week for this.
Everyone, calm down. You're too kind. You're too kind. Today we are joined by the two people that are always on this show, Maria.
Oh, it's me. It's me.
That's one of the people.
I'm one of the people.
And Colin, our home and native land. It's us. On today's episode, Maria and Colin have bitten off more than they can chew.
That should have been clear last week.
Oh, it's worse this week. I'm almost positive. But we trudge on. We just keep moving because that is what the economy demands.
Honestly, it's also just good for you to just push forward, even if you're unprepared and you just don't wanna. Stick-to-itiveness. It's the American spirit talking here.
But you know what?
At
some point, we're just going to trust Ashley to ring a big red button in our comment section and go, you know what? Can you turn up the entertainment value? You guys are boring everyone with how confused you are about liberalism. And then we'll play GeoGuessr. And I mean, just a complete 180 from actual content that you guys can learn from. Who wants to learn anymore? Okay. Warnock, the Democrats have the Senate. Okay. So none of us have to care about politics anymore until another near oligarch takes the presidency. So, we're good.
Also, nice job, Georgia. I mean, sort of. You pulled through at the end, but also, come on, that was too close. Get your shit together, Georgia.
Oh, when did we start expecting Georgia to be blue? Okay. We pat them on the back for anything. Okay.
Okay, good job, Georgia.
There you go.
High five. Yeah. Thanks for coming around. Just barely. Oh, wait. I got to stop. Shading them. Good job. I'm so proud of you. Good job.
Wait. Oh, are you from that state that keeps reelecting a pedophile?
I don't know. Am I?
Oh, yeah. You pay taxes in that state, motherfucker.
That tracks.
So, you know what? What?
I said that tracks. I haven't paid any taxes yet, but I will shortly.
We are making so much money on this show.
That's true. No.
What were you saying?
This is about stick-to-itiveness. Dun, 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 dun.
Today we'll be talking about liberalism and the Democratic Party and social issues like the ones that fund our fire department. It's going to be a good show, or it's not. Who cares? Hello, everyone. Hello to Ashley. Hello to Barbie. Hello to Mel. Hello to Digital Penetration with Len and Aaron. Always feel weird reading it out loud. And Ashley said, what?
I like the name Digital Penetration.
I don't like the word penetration. It's not quite clinical, and so it's more grotesque. Ashley says, President hope the parking spot situation was resolved. Depends on what you mean by resolved. Did I sell my motorcycle? Yes. Does that mean I no longer have to park my motorcycle and risk bodily harm from a psychopath? I guess. Am I happy with how the situation has worked out with? No. But, what's the thing people say, right? that there's nothing you should fear more than a patient man or something. I'll wait. The comeuppance will come.
Okay.
The comeuppance will come. I'm fully crazy.
Barbie wants to know if you got a body cam. Were you going to get a body cam? Was that?
Did you get a body? No, I'm too afraid I'll record one of my own crimes,
You would never. You are nothing but a well-behaved boy.
Depending on your definition, yes. I stand by everything I do. All right. Well, it's time to talk about liberalism. Do we have any life updates? How's life,
How's life? You know what? I feel like garbage today, but I don't want to let that dampen my spirit because your brother gets here tomorrow.
Oh my God, so early.
I know, I'm so excited. He's here for like a whole month.
So, is he going to be here most of the time I'm there?
The whole time you're here.
We're going to leave before Owen leaves?
No, we'll leave the day after.
Okay, cool. Barbie has heard I have a penchant for spray paint. You've been talking to a narc? Sounds like...
I said it with pride.
With pride on a show that people watch, I'm sure. All right.
I also directed them to, check out your stuff on your Instagram.
Yeah, it's true. I am acting holier than thou when I've posted my stuff on the internet myself. It's fine. No one actually cares about it. I think that the statute of limitations is up on this. I was once on the cover of a Boston Globe article after Trump was elected for something that I did the night that Trump was elected. And that's my claim to fame. I also have some graffiti that's in some Netflix documentaries as they do establishing shots of various cities. Feels good, man. It's probably the most artistically fulfilled I've felt my whole life. And, it's going really good. No, that's not true. It was when they performed Working Title. That was the most artistically fulfilled, I think.
Yes.
Or being Adolfo in The Drowsy Chaperone.
Yes. I don't know if you guys have ever seen The Drowsy Chaperone, but if you ever get the chance to go and watch a play, it's a musical. Highly recommend The Drowsy Chaperone. And then you'll find out who Adolfo is, and then you'll imagine Colin as Adolfo, and you'll go like, yes, absolutely.
It would be good because we do have a video of it, right? Somewhere.
I don't know where.
Somewhere we have a video with it. What would be a great subscriber goal is if we reach a certain subscriber mile point, like 1,000, then we post the Adolfo scene in The Drowsy Chaperone, in which there is no exaggeration, so much pelvic thrusting. I mean,
keep in mind, Colin went to high school in Utah, right? All of the parents who were helping with the musical kept complaining to the director that his pelvic thrusts were too suggestive.
And we were like, suggestive of what? Suggestive of sex? Because that was the whole point, was suggesting that, because he was a sex miscreant, that Adolfo.
He was. And then they made him tone it down. And then they went and had to compete doing a performance from the show. Yeah. And then the notes from it were that his pelvic thrusts were not sexual enough.
Yeah, they felt like I toned down the character, because the character is like a bombastic sexual expression. It's meant to be over the top, and I was toning it down. Unbelievable. Yeah, what a weird life that was. I do every year I look up auditions for The Drowsy Chaperone. It does not get played in New York very often, but
I mean, it's purposely racist and misogynist. Yeah. But it's on purpose. So
it's like Tropic Thunder, it's fine. It's fine. That's my metric for determining if people have gone past the post on like woke, is if they have a problem with Tropic Thunder. I'm like, oh, we've lost track of you then. You've lost track of the thread of what's going on, because Tropic Thunder was fantastic.
It's commentary. Yeah, absolutely.
Of course. You could also go like, is it wrong that Leonardo DiCaprio said the N-word in Django Unchained. And if they're like, no, he should never say the N-word, then you're like, yep, you've lost the thread of what this whole thing is about. So in case you guys want to use my tests in the future on your own incredibly liberal friends that I'm sure you all have.
Ooh, perfect segue into liberalism. Oh, wait,
liberalism.
Or do we have an ad?
Oh, no. Yes. Today's episode is sponsored by a longtime friend of the show, and we're so glad to have him on. Today's episode is sponsored by Flying by the Seat of Your Pants.
Ooh,
you know,
my favorite.
You want to get somewhere, but Delta's too expensive. You're looking for a vacation, but Southwest just isn't in your budget. Why don't you fly by the seat of your pants? Just improvise. All right, that's the joke.
I mean, I like it. And if that doesn't work for you, you should also just try pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. Getting it done since 1776. I don't know.
Is there no elevator in your building and you don't want to take the stairs? Why don't you pull yourself up by your bootstraps?
That just speaks about America. That's what it's about. These are the things that have been just sort of just shoved into our brains as important concepts of how to live your life. And yeah, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, man.
I'm trying to think of
I don't know what a bootstrap is. What's a bootstrap?
I don't know. All I have in my head are like those garter things that pull up your socks.
Oh, sock garters.
For your boots. In case your boots are falling down all the time,
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
That very common occurrence. I can't think of another clothing-based idiom for a joke.
I mean, I'm sure they're there, but let's let them go.
Wearing your opinions on your sleeves, something like that.
Your heart. It's usually your heart on your sleeves.
Your heart on your sleeves. Oh, yeah. Hearts. All right, liberalism. We're doing it.
We're gonna try.
You guys heard my Mark Norman impression? I'm Kevin Hart. Oh, comedy. All right, you guys don't know Mark Norman. It's fine.
Okay.
Liberalism. It means many things. In different countries, it means different things. One of the things that makes talking about the philosophy of liberalism difficult in the context of America is that essentially our entire form of government is actually liberal. And so it's taken on a meaning outside of our own. So here's the main thing. What we currently consider liberals are what are called New Deal liberals, in which their policies were based on the New Deal from FDR. Right?
FDR.
Good old Fitter. And but liberalism itself is taken to mean supporting liberty and individual freedoms, which are things that Republicans talk a lot about. But this is the essential idea of liberalism, is that a system of government should be there in order to its right to govern is from the
governed
consent
of the governed.
And a government is justified by its efforts to preserve and expand freedom, quality of life, and to protect rights. So these are the elements of liberalism, which I feel like if you just say those things, both of these are boilerplate stuff that politicians say because they're like, yeah, of course, everyone agrees with this shit. Well, that's just what liberalism is.
Well, but like, there's a reason why all politicians in America agree with this. It's because, like you were saying, this is the foundation of our actual Constitution, is liberalism. Because George Washington did not want to be a king and opted to be a president with term limits and all that good jazz. Yep. It changed the entire way our country was designed, because there was never an oligarchy or an aristocracy. There was always, at least on some level, the opportunity to be a part of the process on some level, right?
Yep.
So, as you were saying, like, we're talking about the rights of the individual. Now, American individualism, man, we really relish that stuff. Being an individual, as important as it gets, whether you're a Republican or whether you're a Democrat, we love individualism. How do we preserve that? It's in our Constitution, right? how do you say that, unalienable rights, right? Our free speech, our freedom of the press, our freedom of religion in the Constitution, right there, the rights of the individual are protected, which I think is interesting, right?
And all liberal ideas, just that are ingrained in the fabric of the government, and really the only fractions that you see between liberalism and conservatism on individual freedoms from get-go is how much individual rights, like how far they go. So the thing that I believe one of the founding fathers said, which was considered one of the central tenets of liberalism, was your right to stand there and swing your fists ends at the tip of my nose. This is the original way of saying your rights until they infringe upon my rights, which is, I mean, it's still kind of how we guide a lot of our decisions today. And it's where a lot of the debate around things like vaccines and lockdowns come into play. It's like, at what point am I infringing on somebody's right to life by spreading a disease? And these are the questions.
These are the questions we struggle with.
Yes.
There's also in liberalism, there's a lot of talk about the equality under the law. Like, there's definitely a belief that there should be some level of law and that there should be some level of equality regardless of your station in life in concept, right? There's due process is there to protect everybody. Political equality, that's where we've got suffrage in there, and where we've also got the separation of church and state, right? Your religion shouldn't give you added anything theoretically in politics. Is that true or not?
It works perfectly. You have a Jewish president and a Muslim Secretary of State. We don't. One thing that's difficult with liberalism and defining it is that there begin to be many disagreements on what liberalism constitutes with the second most important element of government, which is the economy. Stupid. And this ends up splitting into the two factions that I think that we're both interested in discussing, which is traditional liberalism or neoliberalism, which do seem like they mean different things, because neo means new, and yet a little confusing. But they tend to support a capitalist and intervention-free government, whereas leftists, progressives, and social liberals tend to be more in favor of regulation of the economy in order to preserve rights. They have a little bit more of a focus on responsibility of different organizations to individuals, and they're more in favor of economic subsidies.
You know what? Somehow you did this. When we talked about this before the show started, I was like, but you just did it. You did it. I'm so impressed. You just made it make sense. You just made it make sense.
It's the shortest episode we've got. Yeah. It's incredible. But this is an important element, is that I think that a lot of conversation about politics, at least when I was first introducing myself to politics, was that there was a socially liberal and economically liberal wing, the Democrats, and a socially conservative and economically conservative wing, the Republicans. And then there were libertarians who were like, yes, gay marriage, yes, guns, don't fuck with the economy. And those were the sects. And then there was China. Those were that represents the fourth. And that was kind of where political debate ended. And I think that was framed by libertarians, if I had to guess. In reality, the Democratic Party contains a much wider swath of economic philosophy than expected, but generally agrees upon the preservation of rights, like the right to decide who you love, the idea that a government should not impose certain moral values or certain religious values upon you. Gay marriage, abortion, all those things tend to be consistent across the parties. Economic policy is very different. So that's kind of...
It is interesting, because I think that's where it's important. I think people don't think enough about this, and how when you're talking about liberalism, talking about the economy is the most important thing. And honestly, when you talk about our country in general, sometimes we just kind of like to say we've got no control of what's going on in the economy, so I don't want to think about it that hard. But this is where you kind of really do need to think about it and understand what your politicians are doing, because this is the stuff that does actually impact your life. It really does.
Well, and like when you think it's crazy how allowing people to submit under these labels changes how you look at their track record, where we see people like Bill Clinton as Democratic presidents. But one of the hallmarks of Bill Clinton's presidency, outside of the controversy, which just completely ruined people's ability to actually look at the presidency, people say that he balanced the budget. But one of the big things that he did was he decreased subsidies. He increased police spending, and he what was the third thing that he did? Decreased subsidies. Oh, and he made a significant effort to decrease welfare. What was the language they used? The welfare abusers, that sort of thing.
Okay, let's talk about welfare abusers.
Let's go.
Okay, so let's talk a little before we do that. We'll just hit on what neoliberalism is in a little bit more detail, right? So,
okay, great.
So that is when you're talking about the market, that's letting the market regulate itself a little bit more, less rules, the belief that the government should interfere as little as possible. Even, so you believe in deregulation, you believe in free trade.
Do you know what this means? Is this about weed? What is it?
Yes, it's about weed. Back when weed was a big deal, he didn't inhale.
That is so funny. That's a zinger from Ashley.
So deregulation is part of neoliberalism, free trade, globalization. So it's this idea that if we opened up the markets to the world, we're going to lift the entire world up. It's going to help everybody. If our boat floats, everybody's boat floats. But of course, what happens in the United States, a country where we generally have better wages than some other countries do, is that all the manufacturing ended up going to these other countries.
Yep.
And, basically manufacturing largely disappeared in the United States. So this got kind of big under Reagan. Reagan was very much about deregulation. And it did end up, a lot of money that could have stayed in the United States did go elsewhere. And that's what happens. And then we could talk about another principle is austerity. And that's where you're talking about no more government handouts. You talked about Bill Clinton, who was, he was president after Bush.
Ending the welfare state. That's what he called it.
Ending the welfare state. So let's talk about some of the stuff Ronald Reagan used to say. And the reason that I bring this up is because these are concepts that if you're my age, are a little bit embedded in your brain. And we have to work really hard to break these ideas, right? This idea that if somebody is on welfare, it's because they're lazy. When somebody's on welfare, it lets them have a cushy life where they don't need to work, right? Why would they could instead just keep having more children and more children because you would get paid per child. This is a concept that was out there. They call them welfare queens. And then the one that Reagan also would say, which I had not heard before, maybe because of the part of the country I grew up in. Did I write it down? Okay. He said, young bucks. He would tell these stories when he was, apparently, now I'm not going to speak for all Southerners or even modern Southerners, but there was a point where the term young bucks referred to Black men. And people would be in the grocery store line and they would see this young buck who presumably looks like he's strong and he could be doing some manual labor, just cut in line, hand his food stamps to the cashier and buy his steak and beer. This was the kind of stuff Ronald Reagan would say and was imprinted in our minds. This idea of lazy people on welfare. What did I say? I said welfare queens who are just squeezing out babies to get more welfare, and young bucks who are spending their food stamps on beer and steak when they could be working hard.
It's really telling of how the world has changed that I thought that welfare queens was homophobic. And it turns out
No, it's not homophobic. It's racist.
oh, good.
So yes, the idea that if you get rid of these programs, right, you get rid of government handout programs that started under FDR and the New Deal, right, to help people, to get them a minimum, livability so that they could pull themselves up by their bootstraps. But the idea that everybody is naturally abusing the system because they're lazy. So if you get rid of these programs, you're going to get rid of ghettos. Ghettos will go away because everybody will have to go and get a job and get to work. And this will improve our country ultimately, is by getting rid of welfare. So this is part of the belief in neoliberalism, is that, the government does not do that for you. Everybody works hard to be a proper cog in the machine, growing our economy. Even regulations that make sense, like, let's not poison people regulations. You don't need those kinds of regulations because, people will naturally shame those companies that are poisoning them. And that will make that'll make those companies correct course, because that's the way it's always worked, right?
I mean, yeah, people are great about caring about carcinogens, is what we've seen in the last century.
Right. We also talk, like I said briefly, we're talking about the money, when you do free trade, opening it up to everybody. And now the manufacturing is going to other countries, right? Because we pay too much. So that means, well, people still need to work here, right? So then the wage keeps going down and down and down and down, and the desperation goes up, right? You have to accept these terrible low wages and these terrible working conditions because that's what the market calls for.
Yep.
So this is what was happening in the 80s, a little bit in the 90s, and you can see the desire for it to happen right now and the pushback. Mm-hmm. Like if we look at what COVID did to people, right? There was a certain, our government did enact some social programs to help people during COVID, which to me are unprecedented. And we would not have seen if we actually had a Democrat as a president. It Absolutely. Was, the fact that, listen, as much as I don't like Trump, I'm thankful that he was president for this purpose by itself. Because he actually was forced to push some social issues through that he would not normally have done. And that if a Democrat was president, he would have been getting shit on left and right for doing it.
Yep.
But so there was a point during COVID where people were getting paid while they were laid off, in a different way than normal. And you saw people that were still working and that were getting shit on, not wanting to take it anymore. They were like, no, I will not be treated like this. And there's pushback to raise the minimum wage in a way where it almost seems possible now.
Yep.
Or I also saw, and I wish I could remember who it was. It was some guy who makes a lot of money, some big dude who was like, you need to pull these programs back and get all these lazy people back to work so that they stop asking for more money. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, right, record profits for CEOs. So I've lost the thread of where I was going with this. But anyway, that's neoliberalism.
Yes. Oh, also Barbie brings up an interesting, it will be a little bit of a sidebar, but we've had 7 interest rate hikes this year to curb inflation. It's ridiculous. It's not helping people to feed their families. It is doing what they want it to do a little, which is curb inflation. So this is a difficulty here.
So this is difficult because while the initial part of inflation was real, we had some real inflation happening, after COVID and after the war in Ukraine started. Mm-hmm. Now the inflation we have now is a false inflation, right? We've got CEOs they raised the prices on things when they need to. Did they bring them back down when they didn't need to? No, they did not.
Spending didn't come down, Mom. It's not a false inflation.
Well, you're right. Spending didn't come down.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why raising interest rates matter. We're trying to bring spending down, but interest rates, how does that affect you at the grocery store? It doesn't. Like, my eggs should not cost as much as eggs cost right now. Why is it $6 for eggs?
Yeah, I mean, you guys are getting affected by inflation more than New York. It's very interesting. I think that I live in a cheaper area right now. I lived in Boston during college, and one of my favorite things about going home, above the fact that my parents paid for my food, was that when I paid for my food, it was half as expensive, because Boston should be less expensive than Utah, because it's not fun to live in Utah. And so we subsidize that by making shit cheaper. Now I go to Mississippi, which is about 10,000 times worse than Utah, and it costs more.
It does.
I live.
It's astronomical.
What the hot hell is going on?
Astronomical.
It's because all the ports are here.
But yeah, we have not stopped spending. Have you driven your car less when the gas prices went up? No, you didn't.
Yeah. So I mean, gas is a really difficult one, and that's this is one of the big ones that that market regulation liberals will bring up is gas prices, because they require government meddling, because it's an inelastic spending thing, which we talked about. We talked about this about a year ago on the podcast. At this point, that gas is an inelastic spending thing. That the cost of gas, you have to raise it so much higher than is reasonable in order to actually decrease the spending on gas. And so it's something where supply demand curves don't work. However, to say it's false inflation is
I guess my question is, are the raw materials still as high as what the current prices are at? Do they match each other, or is this money going into the CEO's pocket?
The money is going in the CEO's pocket, but that's not false inflation, right?
Okay,
this is the system that we've made. It's like
is the system we've made.
But it feels like people are have tricked themselves into thinking that we have a different system because they learned about supply and demand curves, right? And so that they learned when the supply comes back up, the price comes down. But the reality is that all businesses, and I'm now a business owner, so I'm basically a Republican, and all businesses want to make as much money as possible. And this was always true. This didn't change.
It did not.
I guarantee you that if Oreo knew that it could charge $1 more per box and not decrease their profits, in fact, it would increase their profits, they would charge $1 more per box. That's the whole thing, right? But they would be outcompeted by some slightly worse cookie brand, and people would go, yeah, this cookie is slightly worse, but it costs half as much. I'm buying the slightly worse cookie. Now, the reality that's occurred is that people did not see spending go down. And so until spending goes down, they see no reason to decrease the prices, because that's how businesses work. And so the point of the Federal Reserve is to decrease spending by inflicting pain on the people. Is this a good system? Maybe not. But it is the system we have in place. And to be like, this is false inflation, is I'm like, no, this is the system we made. And the system that we made requires the Federal Reserve and the Department of the Treasury to inflict pain upon consumers in order to decrease spending, in order to rein in prices. And it probably will work. I mean,
eventually, but we haven't reached that point yet. It's Christmas. Has it changed the way you've purchased? The only thing that's changed how I purchase is the fact that I just moved, and the fact that my children are adults and live elsewhere. So I'm a little bit like, I don't know what to buy them, because I don't know what's going to fit in their suitcase. So,
well, I'm driving back, so it's what fits in the car for the first time ever.
Okay, that's true. So, hold on a second. But you have a tiny apartment. Did OPEC just announce they are reducing production? Did they do it again? They did do it a couple of months ago, and we saw, after the prices had went down, they kind of scooched back up again, and then they've slowly gone down again. So it wouldn't surprise me if they reduced it again.
They almost certainly did. I think that Barbie is correct. And by the way, this is a talking point that would help Republicans, because OPEC is a government that controls an entire economic resource, which is their oil production. And people say that when governments have too much influence over things like the economy, it leads to corruption and political meddling in order to get certain results, which is what OPEC is doing right now. So they're not wrong, because I'll tell you what a private company would do if they had OPEC's resources. They would do whatever made the most money, which would probably not be decreasing production. So this is the world we live in. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, great. Okay, shall we? What do you want to do now? Progressivism. You start this one.
Oh, thank you. All right. Progressivism is a little more complex because it hasn't been around for very long. It's not a philosophy that's based upon a certain philosopher. There is one education philosopher that has a progressive education paper out there, but which is how we got Common Core, was from this guy. So our education system is educational progressivism, but progressivism comes from a tax policy, which you guys are familiar with because it's what almost every country in the first world uses. It's a progressive tax policy in which burden is increased upon those that have a greater ability to shoulder the burden, rich people. So progressive tax policies and progressivism comes from the founding philosophy of increasing taxes among the most rich. So, here, if you make under, is it like $14,000 a year, you pay absolutely nothing.
As you should. You can't live on that.
Well, and if you make less than that, you pay nothing in taxes. Everything over that $14,000, I believe you're taxed at like 15%, 13%, something like that. And then everything over, I believe 48,000 is something over is some additional amount of tax, and it steps all the way up to right now 33%. Importantly, in like the 30s, it was 70%. And people are like, oh, we gotta return to our roots. And I agree. We should return to our tax roots and tax rich people 70% and decrease loopholes. This progressivist tax policy came about in like a century scale, relatively close to unions and workers' rights groups coming around, and it ended up being tied to this idea that people should be viewed by the amount of burden that they can take on, and one of the main things that a government should think about when looking at individuals is protecting their rights as well as their responsibility to the community. Now, here's what's crazy, is that conservatism is communitarian. So there's this weird cross that happens here with progressivists and conservatives, which is that the community is almost equally important to individuals, and that individual rights should be pulled back slightly in order to bolster the community. It's just that conservatives and progressives are completely different on what things they think that is important for that. Conservatives tend to think that it's socially, you need to make sure that individuals are performing socially well in order to protect the community, socially well being Judeo-Christian values. And progressives think that in order to benefit the community, individuals economically should shoulder a responsibility. It's kind of interesting. It's like they're the same philosophy, but in different sections. Other important elements, progressives tend to favor a more powerful executive branch purely because they are pro-reform, and therefore a stronger executive branch allows for changes to happen more rapidly, which I believe that Colin texted you a little bit less than a week ago being like, how would you feel about this very interesting form of government, which I'm not advocating for, in case I run for election. They're more pro-reform, and progressive education is founded upon the idea that education should focus on improving people and their value to the community rather than improving people's individual knowledge.
That's interesting. Okay, yeah, because so what I have for progressivism is, the belief that it's possible through political action for human society to improve over time, and that education and economic growth can improve the human condition. So it is ultimately about making your life better by giving you the tools to do that, whether it be socially or economically. Mm-hmm. I always like to think, and this is something that I talk about, just my philosophy about people in general, right? You see people I call it, like you're a different generation, even though, people, I don't mean like what age you are generationally. I mean, what generation are you in terms of being out of survival brain? If you are still in a family situation where you are just worried about surviving, putting food on the table, a roof over your head, you have no time to think about all of these more complicated concepts. Your brain is strictly focused on survival. So hopefully you've survived enough and given your children enough that they can then move to the next level, because hopefully they were also not just nourished with food, but with education, at least on some level, where they're now moving to the next generational level where they can start to think about these bigger concepts and these bigger ideas.
And then you
Huh?
It just seems like that. So whenever we talk about parents, it seems like I'm talking about you. I think that you and Dad are the exception to every parent rule. But for other people,
what do you mean?
For other people that I know who exist in they are the first generation that can care about these big philosophical issues, and the parent above them was at some other level, maybe not fully survival, but I think there's levels in between. What I find is that the parents kind of resent them for being able to care about the things that they are able to care about. And they're like, well, when I was your age, I was working 60 hours a week to put food on the table. And you're like, thanks.
Oh my gosh.
Don't you want me to not live that way?
Yes, because there's a certain, there's some generational martyrdom. I suffer, you must also suffer. How dare you not suffer? It is interesting. I think I saw a TikTok one day. It's a woman holding a baby, and they were coming out of like a quarantine situation where they were, maybe coming out of a bomb shelter. The husband comes in, he's like, it's all over. We're safe now. Our child's going to have a good life. And the wife looks at her child. She goes, how dare you to not suffer? She starts.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is what a lot of parents seem like. And it's because they never matured, because they didn't have the opportunity to. No. And
they have trauma brain with their survival brain.
Man. Oh boy.
Sorry. Okay, progressivism. Okay, education. Yes. Education to improve the human condition, and economic growth to improve the human condition. Those things 100% go hand in hand. Some of the big movements that have happened that are, considered progressive, shorter work days. You used to be businesses used to just work you to death, basically. And now somewhere along the way, progressives decided to, to work hard for some worker rights, one being shorter work days, another being child labor laws. 4-year-olds used to be put to work. 4-year-olds. Insane. Women's rights, including custody, divorce rights, family planning, suffrage. I mean, women's rights is just the full gamut. Temperance and prohibition. The idea. So this one is interesting because we don't really have prohibition anymore. But temperance, I think, was the idea that when people drink or imbibe too much, they kind of become dangerous to the community.
Yep.
So, you talked a little bit how, what benefits the community, benefits everybody. And that's kind of where the idea of prohibition and temperance came from. Is like, even now, nobody likes seeing a sloppy drunk. They definitely impact your ability in the economy. If your compatriot comes to work intoxicated, it's not great for you. Direct elections for senators. That used to be legislatures used to decide who the senators were. That is another example of progressivism, handing the power over to the people a little bit more. Breaking up monopolies. That is a big one. The idea that getting more people to own businesses, to be part of the system, and to not just let one company take everything over, and, to prevent unconscionable wealth disparity was the way it was written, which I thought was kind of funny. But it's true, because if you have a monopoly, it can control that market completely, what you as a consumer pay for that product, and what your work conditions are if you work for that company. So it kind of, some Amazon shit right there.
Yep. But yeah, you see how a lot of those policies are essentially the people taking into where do we find this line between responsibility and rights? And so what is the responsibility of a business to its workers, right? What is the responsibility of a business to the people of the community that business inhabits? Third example. So
What is the responsibility of your government to you and to help you progress forward as a human being?
Yes. And it's also about progressing the rights and programs that individuals have access to. And it's not about restricting them. So
Look at what Ashley Nicole wrote. Very sad about it a little bit. They removed art from my children's elementary school because of budgets. Art.
yeah.
As a former art teacher, that makes me sad. It was a break for the teachers. It was a break for the kids who just, wanted to just do something fun. So sad.
Yeah.
Why do they hate art so much?
I don't know.
People hate happiness.
Well, it's like with anything, is that the people have not asked themselves the foundational questions of like, what is an education for? Or they think that they have it worked out already. And so I think a lot of people think that an education is for producing workers. And so if art isn't very good at, well, I think education is for creating good people and good thinkers and good problem solvers, right? Getting people, it's making good people that have tools with which to go through life and handle many different circumstances and contextualize them and react appropriately. Among those is work, but it's certainly, if it's the only thing that you care about is work, then you get crazy people that don't have human skills. So, but yeah, there's definitely disagreement on what the point of education in the country should be. But progressive education is trying to make good people.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I think that we have a lot of competing ideas about what education is right now. We've got actually talking about, it feels like it's just about standardized tests, and that our children 20 years from now, they're going to be paying for it because of the things that were left out of their education, which is a real possibility,
Yeah.
But yeah, is it to make good workers? Is it to give you the minimum skills you need to be a good worker, right? I can read. I can do basic math. I can sit quietly when I need to.
Yeah. Well, and interestingly, again, you find an overlap between progressive ideals and conservative ideals when thinking about these things, because but it seems like both parties are concerned with what is in education. And the progressive idea of education is that you should be making good people by giving them the tools with which to understand and develop their own opinions. And the conservative mindset is just a little bit less dependent upon people's individual ability to be good without training. And so they want more specific, prayer in school, teaching morals type of stuff in there in order to make good people in their own concept of what good people is, which is interesting. There is that overlap and that similar concern. And conservatives just believe that at their core, humans are less reliable. And then they believe that Christian values are good. So they lose me right there. They lose me at the Christian values, but I'm like, people aren't reliable. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, people suck.
It's dealing with the community that I deal with on YouTube, I've started to realize that we are definitely not all the same. And you view people through the lens of what you would do. And so if you are a good person, just, whether it be upbringing or just who you naturally are, you think other people are good people. And it never occurs to you all of these bad things that other people come up with. They believe the worst things because they would do the worst things. And it's so strange to me, like when people are like, well, how do you have any moral compass if you don't have a religion? It's like, what? Are you saying you don't have a moral compass except when you have religion? Is that the truth for you? It's crazy to me sometimes, because there are just things that just would never, ever occur to me that people take as just fact. And it blows my mind. It blows my mind. I didn't know I was a good person. I just thought I was a regular person. But maybe I'm a good person. I don't know. People are crazy. I just think people telegraph a lot. So if somebody is telling you, this is a lie, this is somebody is stealing, this is all fakery, this is all that. They are telling you what they are doing. They are telling you that they lie, they steal, and they fake stuff. But that's just my opinion. Just to be sidetracked.
Ashley, you gotta buzz the red button. You know, we're down to 4 viewers right now. I think it is time to hey buddy. Moby wants to play. It's time to go fun direction on this.
Okay.
Talking about how bad people are. Like,
yeah, let's change it up, because I don't believe people are bad. I don't believe that. I believe, well, I mean, sometimes I'm surprised by how bad people are, but generally speaking, that is just not what I believe, because I want to believe people are like me, and that, man, sometimes people are just struggling.
It's like people have an immense ability to be good, but by that same token, it's sometimes amazing how easily people can be bad. And I think it's sometimes it's just simple solutions that really get in the way of people. And people,
so simple.
and weirdly, people's willingness to believe that other people are completely different, which is kind of the opposite of what you're saying right now. But like I was just reading about the conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan, and the willingness of the Azerbaijani people to believe that Armenians are just lesser beings is so strange, right? And that when you look at the story of the Rwandan genocide, the ability of the Hutu people to believe that the Tutsis are like instrumentally different people. There's among all these different groups, it's like at some point you just believe that they're like a different animal and that you are worth something more than them. And this becomes a real problem. And so that, but people do have this ability for good if they don't fall into these classic traps, which is why Dave Chappelle's bit really fucking pisses me off, is that somebody who constantly fucking talks about how it feels to grow up and be black in America and to experience that these other people are for some reason believe that I'm a different person because of the color of my skin, right? To constantly talk about that and then fall into the same fucking trap with respect to Jews. It's like, how are you not listening to yourself, dude?
I would love to think that it's just commentary. You know what I mean? Like he knows the point that you're making, and he's just doing it a different way. But I don't know, man. It is the Jewish thing is that's a strange one, man. I don't understand. I don't understand it in the modern world at all.
Well, yeah. I mean, also so much of comedy is about hypocrisy. And so he does point out certain ideas of hypocrisy in it. But yeah, at some point you got to go, what? And Dave Chappelle, what do you believe? Because there's one thing I know Dave Chappelle believes, and it's that he's smarter than everyone that's listening to him. And it's starting to piss me off.
I mean, he's pretty smart though, but I get what you're saying.
Funny, and he is so smart. But it's that I don't know. He's just fucking.
He's just hit a button for you.
Calling the kettle black right now is like
he's just pushing your button. He's just pushing your button.
Yeah, I don't know. People have this immense ability to be good and this immense ability to be bad. What are these? Oh, hey, red balloon. I get it. All right, let's talk about. If you guys are here for the podcast, this is the end of the substantive part of the podcast, and now
because it's too hard to talk about this stuff for too long.
I don't want. Neither my mom or I feel good today. Fuck it. Okay.
Although we did a good job for the amount of time we did. We're
amazing. Mom, you and I are incredible, and everyone is basking in our glory right now. GeoGuessr.
What's GeoGuessr?
You guys have heard of it. GeoGuessr is a game you can play online, which I think people find strange when they first hear about it. But it uses Google Maps, and what it does is it drops you on the street view of some location that Google Maps has access to. It puts you there, and you're trying to guess where in the world you are. GeoGuessr. It doesn't have an E in it.
No.
It's all good. So
I guess I'll find out in a minute.
There's a number of different ways to play it. I'm going to say that we go classic first, because then we're not competing with another person. People are really, really good at this. And it's, I don't know, it's a fun little game to try and figure out where we are. So one thing I'll say, Mom, is that I can't see the comments when I'm sharing.
Okay.
When I'm sharing screen. So if people have input, you'll have to tell me. But what's going to happen is we're going to get 5 different street views. We can move around and try and find clues. And we're trying to get as close as we can to where we've been dropped in the world. And that's the game.
Okay, let's see if we can figure it out. Ashley's concerned about her ability to do so, but that is okay. It'll be a surprise to us as well, having not played before.
You'll see what it looks like. All right.
This looks like America.
It looks very America-y. I agree.
The flat part, the middle.
Yeah, this could easily be Kansas. So one clue is often license plates, the size of it. So yeah, that's an American license plate. And then light poles. This is very middle.
What the heck is that?
Oh, sorry. This is the top.
Is that the on-ramp? No, back over there. Back over there. What is this structure? Oh, I thought it was like a
frontage row. That's a Flying J over there.
Okay.
I mean, look, this could be, it's got curves in it, so it's not Iowa.
Does Iowa not have curves?
Iowa's all straight line highways.
Fascinating.
Yes, and the traffic's on the right. Oh, there's a sign over there.
Oh, what does it say?
Turn right.
A blue sign too, which is weird.
Comma punch something.
Okay.
Let's see. Is there any sign? We might have to go the other direction.
What is this weird map that's appearing in the corner that looks like a little lake?
This?
Oh, okay.
This is where we select where we think we are.
Okay. Well, we at least think we're in the United States.
We're definitely in the United States. I'm positive. But I would bet money on it that we got to get to one of these signs, because this is how we're really going to figure it out. So in some forms of the game, you are competing with an individual. And so once they select where they think it is, you have 15 seconds after they select, or if you select, they have 15 seconds. So that's the competitive version. This version, we can move around. We can do whatever we want to try and figure out exactly what is going on. Dude, this is
so far we have Ashley is guessing Indiana and Barbie is guessing Saskatchewan.
We think it's, does that say 50 kilometers an hour? It's Canada.
All right, we're getting close.
Oh, I think Saskatchewan's a good guess. Kilometers an hour. Oh,
okay, because that does not look like an American sign. I got thrown by the blue signs too. I was like, blue signs.
Hey, what a great call out. I think the is a
Saskatchewan. I like to say Saskatchewan like that, real nasally. Saskatchewan. Barbie says, "Ding ding."
All right. Where in Saskatchewan? Saskatoon, Regina, Yorkton, Moose Jaw.
Oh, what does it say on that sign? I don't know. I can't read it.
This says hospital.
There's a hospital.
Unfortunately, it's on the opposite side, so it's kind of hard to see. Exit 4th Street, 2 kilometers. The problem with Canada, we'll find, is that it's so big, so it's hard to get good points. But you know.
How specific do we have to be?
Well, we get more points the more specific we're able to be.
Okay.
So I'll be honest, when I play, I do not usually spend this long. I'm just like, I think it's this. But
there's a sign over there. Go the other way. Go that way. Yeah. Whee! Oh.
5.3 meters. Man, it's weird to not see a street sign.
Right? There's a train.
It got blurrier.
Looks like a cement factory or something. I'm not sure.
Oh, here
Could
we
be
go.
a grain silo.
Crescent Heights, Breer Park.
I don't know where that is.
I don't either. All right. Oh, and then we've got a little hiking sign that might. Oh boy! All right, I think that we're gonna have to.
What does it say?
Canida Center.
I don't know.
Emerald Park. Moose Jaw, Weyburn, Estevan.
Let's go to the street sign. Go to the street sign.
Breer Park Road and Box Springs Boulevard.
Oh, that didn't help me.
Whoa.
I don't know where Box Springs is.
There's an Ashley Furniture. Oh, God. Sign
Something
rentals.
rentals.
Yeah, we're going to guess somewhere over here, dude. I mean, it's that Saskatchewan is not French speaking, is it?
I don't think so. I think you have to go more like Montreal that way. I mean, they all probably speak a little bit.
Oh,
French.
dude, not that bad. Boom.
Oh.
We were not quite in Saskatchewan. We were in Alberta.
Ah.
And we were on this highway right here. So we were in Medicine Hat.
Oh, Barbie said Drumheller, Alberta. Oh, I wasn't quick enough looking.
Oh, damn. Well, I don't know where Drumheller's right up here. Oh, dude, that would have been more points.
All right.
Nice. All right, next one. Oh, we're at a cemetery.
And they're semi-above ground cemetery. So
Interesting.
Could be the South or somewhere moist, but it's not.
It could be anywhere in the world too. So that's kind of one thing.
The world.
Trash cans sometimes have stuff. Oh yeah, this is not just America. This is there are certain countries that are not on Google Maps, and so it can't be in those. So I'll flag that.
It's weird because as soon as you showed it, at first I wanted to say we were in France, but I don't have any basis for that really. There's just something feels.
I don't think I've ever seen. Have you seen above ground cemeteries in America?
Yes, Louisiana, even here in Mississippi, the water table's so high they have to be above ground. I actually saw some graves that were, when the last hurricane came through in Louisiana, because they're like cement, above grounds. They were all shifted, and you could see the actual casket in there. It was like, ooh, you guys should fix that.
Oh, Vatten Arit Arm. Oh, this is sounding like Danish or Netherlands or something.
Okay.
Or there's a license plate. That looks European.
Definitely European.
Oh, they didn't blur it on that one. So definitely European. So do we think Netherlands, Denmark? What does this architecture look like?
Not enough information.
Not enough. All right, let's see if we can get out of the cemetery.
Ooh, you know what? Holland might be a good guess because they also have a high water table, which is why
Holland
they have so many
Netherlands
windmills. Generally, yes.
Begraveningskapel.
I mean, that's
Mater an expedition. Yeah, I think Netherlands. You just got to look around to just make sure that you don't see exactly the name, because if you can find the name, oh, it's so fun.
Well, it's like they blurred out some of that on purpose, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's just so Google tries to find license plates and blur them, and so sometimes it'll accidentally blur signs.
Oh,
because it's all done by an algorithm. All right,
Amsterdam.
Let's go like the Germany. Wait, where's Holland?
We're in the Netherlands, right there. Go a little bit north because Amsterdam is a little bit up further. Oh, you went too far.
Harlem.
I don't know. Can we look around a little bit more? Let's see. Let's go out to the street.
Out to the street. All right, we've got Frölunda, Slottsskogen. Okay, now it's feeling more like Danish or Greenlandy, right? Like
it does feel Greenlandy. Well, I mean those words, but also like German has giant weird words.
Yeah, I'm always tentative to pick Germany because it's just not as common on here. Oh, now that the Vard, that with that O, that's not German. That's definitely Nordic.
That's Nordic. Oh, do we need to go even further?
Vardar. Yeah, is it Norway?
Wait, but even when we were in the Netherlands, we went to, where did we go? Where the heck did we go? Efteling. We were in Efteling.
Efteling. Vastrafik. I think it might be Sweden.
Okay.
There's a Thai place. Fresh tortillas.
Well, now you've thrown me. Why do they
know.
street food tacos? So this means Americans live nearby.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, because dude, freaking, did you see the Great British Bake Off episode where they did Mexican?
Oh, it didn't. I
It
feel like I
was-
saw a little bit of it. And it was weird.
the worst. Oh, what is this coat of arms? That makes me think Norway or Sweden, right? I mean, which one's blue and white? Norway?
Well, I don't know. I can't remember. Where's Owen? I'll see Owen tomorrow. He'll know. I feel like Denmark too. I don't know.
Herning. Maybe it's near Copenhagen.
Well, I think it's gonna. I mean, the fact that the cemetery had graves that were somewhat above ground makes me think you should be somewhat near the water. Ooh, there's a lot of water there.
Stockholm, dude. Let's do Stockholm. Let's do it.
Okay.
At some point you just got to be like, yes, we're doing it. All right, we're close. We were in Sweden.
Oh, we were in the right country.
We were in Gothenburg. We were not in Stockholm. But hey, this is a good round. This is a good round so far. That I'm telling you, one is going to come up where it's just dirt around us, and that's when it would. There we go.
Okay. Belgium.
Right up. Belgium. Okay, we've got a yellow line, which makes me think it's not.
Everybody's got a yellow line.
No, it's always white lines. It's white lines. And that, look at this tree. You think this is Belgium?
Oh, never mind. I didn't see that tree. Okay, now I'm thrown. Are we in Hawaii? Why is there a tropical tree? Oh, that's weird.
I know.
Because you're showing me grasslands, but then you're also showing me a tropical tree.
And look at those clouds. Damn. Those are some cloudy clouds.
But I don't see. Oh, wait. Is that a mountain in the distance? Oh.
Yeah, way far away.
Okay.
Let's go that way. I mean, we're definitely not going to get to the mountain, but, you know. Oh, car. Let's see. Yellow license plate. Is it Colombia? It might be Colombia.
Colombia? What do you mean Colombia?
Like
the country?
Yeah.
They have yellow license plates?
Yep.
Oh, lots of tropical trees now.
And now we've got someone on like an adventure bike, also with the yellow license plate.
Okay. Oh, Ashley's guessing Honduras.
Honduras. Ooh.
I don't hate it.
Honduras. Oh, one trick. Where's the sun? Is it too cloudy to know where the sun is? Oh, there it is. North. So we're in the southern hemisphere.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So that's good to know. So it can't be Colombia. Where's Honduras? Is Honduras here?
It's there somewhere. I would love to say I know my South American geography, but I don't know it very well at all.
I thought Honduras was one of the ones that were in here. Oh, well. Southern hemisphere. I mean, it with the yellow lines and with mountains, but mountains far away. I want to say Bolivia.
You just changed directions, just so you know. You're no longer heading towards the mountains.
Yeah.
Wait, where'd the mountains go?
They're over here.
Oh, okay. The grass is extra green. I'm a fan.
And people drive on the right, which I think is true of all of South America.
Okay. We drive on the right too, right?
Yeah.
I'm so confused. Wait.
Is that a taxi?
Oh, it's so cute.
We're close to civilization if there's a taxi. Also, the taxi.
What's the sign? There's a dip in the road? I don't know what that means.
Yeah. The taxi passed the Google Earth car. Interesting.
Oh, wait. Turn around for a second. There's a sign. Oh, it must be way back there now.
That's fine.
Where'd it go?
This?
There it is.
60.
In a round circle. Okay.
All right.
It doesn't tell me anything. We already decided we were in the Southern Hemisphere. Oh, Susie B is saying Aruba.
Aruba. I hardly know her.
No, that's a truck.
Oh,
wait,
it's our
there's
first
a sign.
clue. Via
Yeah.
yeah.
Via
7 meters.
Via is like street. That's how we said it in Italy. It was via.
Hacienda Yaquerie.
Okay, hacienda. That sounds like we are definitely in a Spanish-speaking country. Oh, there's a person.
America?
They do look quite American. Man, we got to go a long way down this road.
Yeah, I think that we might need to just lock in a guess at some point. I mean, we could theoretically just go in perpetuity, but I don't know if it's worth it.
I know. Like, can we get somewhere, please?
A gate. I mean, because there's a taxi, I really do think that there's something nearby. Oh, Las Marias.
Ooh, it's me. It's the Marias.
Santiago is in.
Well, there's probably more than one Santiago.
That's in Brazil, right?
Santiago. I don't know. Rio de Janeiro.
Was it in Chile? Santiago, Chile.
Wait, did you see Santiago somewhere?
Yeah, it was on the. No.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where you got that from.
I don't know. I don't know. What's wrong with me? That one's not yellow. Interesting. Short plate, though. Seems like a pretty cool guy.
Susie B says Chile also, but maybe that's because she knew where Santiago was.
I say we just do it. Let's just do Bolivia.
Okay.
Colombia!
Dagnabbit. Unbelievable.
I
We are on the right continent.
Should have trusted the yellow license plate. Damn it. I overthought it.
Not enough information. Oh, that's a cute roof.
Yeah. I mean, right away, we're thinking Europe, right?
I'm thinking Europe. Looks like freaking Belgium to me. More fences. More fences in Belgium, though. Oh, look at cement posts. What do you call those?
This is France, Spain, and Portugal have ladder poles.
Oh, okay. Sometimes so did Belgium, too. I'm just telling you.
Oh, all right.
They use cement also.
But did they have ladder poles?
That I would have a harder time answering.
Okay. Is this Spain or is this France?
I wish they'd show me a giant cow. Then I would say it's definitely Belgium.
I really don't think it's Belgium.
No.
That is a European plate, which is only confirming what we already know. It's a little dusty over here.
So what did you say? You said France, Spain, or
Portugal.
Portugal. Oh, I don't. I've been to France and Spain. I've not been to Portugal. Now those tall, pointy trees I associate with Siena. Siena's in Italy? Isn't it?
Siena.
Yeah, Italy.
It's a cute dog. Hello. So handsome. Oh my gosh, can you give me a sign?
Just anything. Why are we on these rural streets?
Because it's almost random.
Oh, there's a sign.
And it's like nothing. Oh, or is it on the other side? Cognac. The fuck?
Cognac. Interesting spelling. Cognac. Ashley has responded with Thor's hammer.
I mean, there's not a lot of C's in Portugal. Coimbra.
Cognac. Or Spain. No, wait. That was a K. It was a K.
No. It was with a.
Wasn't the first letter a K?
Oh yeah. You're right. Cognac with a K. The fuck.
So that means, yeah, there's not K's in a lot of Spanish languages.
Presumably not French either.
Maybe.
I mean, could it be like the Flemish or the Dutch part of Belgium?
Ooh. Maybe. We gotta see license plate.
We saw one, and it was just a European white license plate.
Okay, that tracks.
But it's ladder poles, dude. Oh boy.
Show me some cows or some sugar beets.
We just want it to be Belgium.
I just want it to be Belgium.
It does. Belgium definitely comes up. I've gotten it a few times, but
did you get it right away?
No.
I will say this doesn't feel like enough fences for Belgium, right? Because there was so much, because Belgium is so centrally located. So during like the World Wars, things would happen on Belgium's land, whether it wanted to or not. So there's so many of these like brick and stone walls around everybody's house.
Don't you
That's
think that
made of rubble.
Looks Spanish?
It's green, which is interesting. Oh, what was the crap? As if I could tell.
It's like kale.
No, turn to the other side of the street.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't even know. I'm asking you to look as if I could identify the plant.
Yeah, no, it's a struggle. But sometimes you just get a clue. Oh, let's look at this tractor. Oh, yeah. Look at that guy. He's tractoring for sure.
He's definitely tractoring. I wish we could narrow it down. Oh, wait, look, it says Fent with a T at the end on the top of it, like the brand name.
Yeah.
Fent. That's that spelling does make me want to go more Flemishy.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Flemish Belgium.
Where's the Flemish part?
Like over here, right?
No.
Assault and stuff? No?
Okay. Go do the place with the K, the court digit, because it's got a K in it and it's got a weird spelling.
No, you're right. But let's go in like a grassy area near there. Kluisbergen.
There you go.
Poland.
No.
Wow.
Poland?
Not expect Poland. Damn it.
I've been to Poland too.
Damn it.
Didn't get Poland from that at all.
This is the last round. We want a good number.
Okay.
Visitor. That's English. Short plates. Is that Rhode Island plate?
How could I possibly know if it's a Rhode Island plate? These are definitely American cars, though.
That? Oh, I think I know these plates. This one is one that I hate. I'm trying to remember what it is. Is it North Carolina?
I think it's Washington. Doesn't it have trees on it? Or was it Oregon with trees on it? Oregon.
Speed limit
10. Ooh, look at the shade of green on that grass. East Coast.
Okay.
Apartment building. Lovely.
15 Douglas Terrace. Could be anywhere in the entire country.
It's a post office box. It's clearly still the United States.
Yeah, we are absolutely positive it's the United States. If this is not the United States, what a mind blower.
All pets must be on leashes. Great.
All right. It's not Mississippi.
Probably not.
Ooh. Governor John A. Knott Jr.
Parkway.
Where was John A. Knott Jr. the governor, Mom?
I've never heard of him. I don't know that man.
You're supposed to be our governor guy, Mom. Goodness gracious.
So many apartment buildings.
Oh, North Providence. It is Rhode Island. I was right.
Wait, did you guess Rhode? Oh, you did. You were guessing on the license plate.
North Providence. Bang. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
That's pretty good. Let's freaking go.
I want to do one more. You did that one so fast. I want to do one more.
Okay. Well, here, let's go to the summary. That's a good round. 15K. That's a good round. Hey, buddy. Moby really wants to play. All right. Wow. Hey, man, that was pretty good. Do we want to play again the same kind, or do we want to play against somebody?
Oh, shoot. Does that mean we got to go faster?
We have to go faster if we play against somebody.
Okay. Yeah, let's play against somebody. I'm sure we'll do much worse, but that's okay.
All right. Competitive duels. I'm going to lose my rating. All right. Let's do this.
We'll just ride with our guts.
I'm probably going to steamroll a lot because I'm just going to go off vibe.
Okay. Are we the person with the moon on our head?
Yep, that's me.
Okay. Beep, beep, beep.
All right, thin road. We've got a boat.
We've got water. Lovely green
Shanaba
grass.
has waved at me. We've got bikes.
People on bicycles.
It's the Netherlands. If it's bikes, it's the Netherlands.
Could be. There was a river, though. Go closer to a river. Okay. Did you already pick?
Yeah, well,
No.
I was just trying to get it really fast, so I put pressure on her.
Oh.
Oh, she got it even closer. It was the Netherlands.
Nice.
I mean, okay, so we're playing someone that's way better than me, and I'm not very good. Okay. Okay, dog.
That's a big boxy vehicle.
Boxy vehicle.
Person walking down the street.
Arid. Is it South Africa? Is it? We've got
white people.
Got dogs.
And
are those family dogs? Those are white people?
Everybody looks white, and those dogs, I don't know if they're leashed.
They're looking quite white. Oh, God, I got to go fast. Wait. Kid El Paso.
Sit us. I don't know.
I mean, dogs usually mean Colombia, but I want a license plate. No, that's not
yellow.
Oh,
look at that oldie car.
I know. Could it be the Dominican Republic? Frutas.
Frutas. Oh, shit. Right. Put Mexico in.
Mexico?
Uh-huh. But
okay.
a green part. The green part.
Near Guadalajara. Oh, she did so much better. It was Uruguay.
Wait, how close was she, though?
She was not that close. I mean, she was not in Uruguay, but she was in South America. She probably looked at the sun like I should have.
Oh, shit.
What language is that?
Let's go to the Philippines. Let's go to the Philippines.
Because of Delhi.
Oh, okay, Delhi. Let's go to India. Do it right there. You head to Delhi. Right there. Up, right there.
Which is good because I know that New Delhi is one of the Indian states that has a lot of English. Both got it. She still beat me. Damn it. Damn it. Dude, all right, we're not going to win this. Oh, this is one where she's going to knock me out. This is, I have no idea.
Cracked road. It could be literally anywhere.
No, it looks like a freaking nightmare. It could be Ukraine.
A cement flat
the sun
building.
Is in the south. We're in the northern hemisphere. I feel like we kind of knew that. I mean, bro, this is not good. This is
not where we want to be.
Right. We're hilly. I mean, it could be Ireland, but it feels too disheveled for Ireland. Could it be Poland? Could it be?
Okay, but like there's some countries in the Middle East where they will build on top of the roof of their parents, and that weird building was a flat roofed cement building.
What about over here? I'm seeing red roofs.
Okay, let's go. Run.
I can't go any further.
Oh shit!
Red roofs with tops.
Oh, we got poles.
Okay, it's cold enough and it has red roofs with tops. I'm going Slovakia. Austria.
No, this is not Austria. Let's go worse than Austria. Let's do is Serbia too far south, do you think?
I think Serbia might be too far south. Romania?
Sure.
We could so be wrong. This one's a crapshoot. Wow, country right. Bulgaria. It was, so you were right. It was more south. The snow, it tricked me. I've been tricked by. All right, this is in English. Oh, Kari Abdul High Memorial School. Oh, she got it immediately. Is this Kenya?
That's a good guess.
Oh, no. It's got that. It's
I don't know.
It's Bangladesh. It's Kolkata. Oh, no.
Can you read that?
Oh, and I was right, and I didn't click it fast enough. Oh, I was right. Oh, I suck. Oh, I'm so mad. I was right. That was our chance, Mom. No. Oh, fuck. All right. Sign. 48. Symbols.
Gibberish.
Okay.
Korea. I don't know.
Korea's a good guess.
It's very green. Trees.
It is very green. With these. Okay, is that Korean or is that Japanese?
I don't know.
I think.
Are there mountains? Can we look at the sky-ish?
I mean, there's a little bit of something over there. No, not really. You can't really tell. Okay. Can't fucking tell from that.
That's a Toyota. That's a Toyota, though.
They're driving on the left. That might be Japan.
No idea.
I mean, we are getting absolutely rocked right now. And I had the location. I had it. I was closer. Oh, let's go. We got points on the board. Double damage round.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is not
good.
good.
A green hill? This is not information.
Okay, white lines in the middle. So, not America.
There's a hill or a mountain.
Mountains could be Chile.
Oh, let's get to that car. There's a tire that says some words on it. Oh, wait.
That's Metallicas, Puertas.
That's an American-looking school bus also. Should we go with, like, Mexico?
Servicio Las Verpas. Oh, yeah. Well, let's look at the sun. Sun is in the south. Oh, we are in the northern hemisphere. Look at that.
Okay, let's go Mexico. Also, we got tropical plants and we have mountains, which is interesting.
We have mountains in Mexico. Okay.
And an American school bus.
I just find myself always going near Guadalajara.
Do it. Guadalajara. I like Guadalajara.
Oh, I was so much closer. She thought it was in Thailand. What, you think they speak Spanish in Thailand, you crazy lady?
She went the other way down the street.
She went the other way when they were saying all kinds of weirdness. England? I mean, come on.
Good guess.
Oh, no.
Tropical.
Tropical.
Bermuda? Virgin Islands. Wait, what's an American tropical place? Not American, British tropical place. The British Virgin Islands.
The British Virgin Islands, yeah. Let's do it. British Virgin Islands. I'm down to just go hard on that one. That's fun. It could be Barbados.
Ooh, Barbados.
I mean, it's so far away from anything else. Where the fuck is it? Bermuda.
Oh, not Bermuda.
Not Bermuda. Never mind. I would never. Why did I even say that? It would never be Bermuda. It might be. Okay. Where the fuck are the British?
You had them a minute ago. British Virgin Islands, right there.
Oh, I mean, this is so clearly right here, obviously. It was France.
It was France?
It was France.
I don't remember France being tropical.
In France. The game was wrong. The game was wrong. It wasn't right. The game doesn't know where it is.
We didn't either. We just took a really fast stab in the dark.
I was so it was,
That was exciting, though. Yeah.
Donnell R says this is too cool. Venus said Cuba. Then wrote that. Let's do one more. Why not?
Okay. We're getting our butt kicked again?
Oh, come on. Yeah. Well, we could also, so there's another version of it. Okay. So there's country. I don't like distance, but countries is you just have to not be the last person to guess what country it is in, but you only get 3 guesses.
Oh, so we can get it wrong and then we can regroup.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll see on the right what comes up is countries that other people have incorrectly guessed. And then you get one chance per game to hit 50-50, and it'll give you 2 countries, and you just got to choose which one of the 2 it is. So some complexity. It is a little bit of a speed game when there's a sign that makes it really clear what country it's in. You have to get it really fast. But otherwise, it's like you kind of want to wait to see what other people, guess.
I'm impressed. You made it to the hour and a half mark before you belched.
You know how it is. All right. Let's see. Okay. Green Top Bus Stop. This is gonna be one that people get.
Oh, garbage cans. Let's go look at the garbage cans.
White guy. Kaltiji, is this Turkey? All right. Somebody guessed it and got it immediately. Dotiski, Miskinskow. Is this Russia?
Yeah, maybe. Well, maybe not Russia, because they use backwards R's and stuff. But maybe somewhere in that direction. Maybe Moldova or the Ukraine. I don't know.
Something says what it is because so many people have gotten it.
Oh, well, wait, maybe we got to look around.
Oh no, this is not good. Oh no, it definitely says it somewhere. I mean, you never get this many. Oh my God, no. I mean, Poland.
I don't know.
You guessing? Oh, it was Poland.
Okay, good job. So that's what Polish looks like. I should really know better, but I don't.
I mean, it definitely said Poland somewhere because of how that. No, estancia. Okay, Spanish speaking. Oh, is that a flag?
Oh, look at all of those power lines overlapping each other.
Yeah, that's a nightmare. All right, I don't know what that flag is. White license. Chile. It's Chile.
Oh, okay. I'm going to trust you. Nice.
I'm the only person to get it so far.
And now I know that Chile
we'll see over the top here. Oh, yep. Other people are seeing the same thing I saw. It literally says Chile on the license plate.
Oh. Well, let's continue to just look directly at license plates first.
Well, usually they're blurred out, so that was a win for sure. Oh, look at that mountain. That's another big clue that it's Chile. Is everywhere in Chile, there's a huge mountain in view.
Siempre Don Jose. That's a memorial for Don Jose, it sounds like.
Looks like another memorial over here.
Yeah.
Damn.
I like their garbage bags just hanging on the side of the fence. Come on, Nano, get it done.
Don't get it done. People are using their 50-50s, and they're getting it right. All right. Good round. So it starts speeding up.
Oh, Jesus.
Sure.
White line in the middle.
White line in the middle, very grassy. Could be Ireland, could be England.
It's real green. It's a big barn.
All right. That person thought it was Norway. That person thought it was Sweden. That person thought it was Finland.
Are they wrong? We don't know.
That they were wrong. It's not the UK.
It does have a European feel, though.
Norway again, I guess.
Let's just say Belgium, because I just always want to say Belgium. Look at those hedges. Those hedges feel like a clue.
I'm going to say Estonia.
Why did you want to say Belgium?
Well, just because they're all... Uh-oh, I got a 50-50.
Oh, shit.
It was Denmark. When everyone's guessing stuff like that, you got to be like, all right, which of these Nordic countries is it? Oh, boy.
Ooh. Work zone. Garbage.
Whoa. Korea. South Korea. Got it. All right.
Nice. Nobody can see if you got it right, though, right?
Yeah. They can't see what I guessed, but they see my face comes up here. All right. Simon BV. What's the license plate look like? European.
Probably European.
People are locking in guesses immediately. Oh no.
We seem to be by a pier or something.
Is it Bulgaria or some with a BV? What would be a BV country? Bolivia.
Oh, okay. It's not European.
Where the fuck? Well, where is it?
That's in South America, isn't it?
Oh, okay. Well, that feels like it's definitely not going to be it. All right. Just guessed it. Why not? There was a clue somewhere. There's a freaking Confederate flag.
What?
No way, it's America, right? That is so weird, right? There's no way on earth it's America.
Look, parking.
Ultra
bicycles.
standard.
Ooh, student boot. Germany. No?
Germany?
Maybe? Or is that
Standard. Oh, no.
No,
I
not
only have one
Germany.
more guess. Oh, I was knocked out. It was the Netherlands.
Oh. Darn you, the Netherlands. Oh, well. We did good for a while.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. Well, thanks everybody for, keeping us company as we played games and talked about liberalism. Next week, I don't want to talk about this stuff anymore. Let's talk about something else next week. Something fun.
Just play more GeoGuessr. Let's become a GeoGuessr podcast.
That's all we're going to do. You're just going to watch us play GeoGuessr.
Everything we've built. All right. On this one, Mom, it is your turn to attempt to improvise something over O Canada.
Oh, geez. Okay. But okay. I'm going to be out of rhythm with it because there'll be a delay for me, but I will give it a go.
Yeah, give it a go.
Branding up.
Thank you. I'll do it. Thank you to everybody for joining us, and we hope to see you next week. Hugs and kisses.
Oh, liberalism is a very confusing concept. What does it really mean other than freedom for the individual? But then there's also the part about caring about your community and the people as a whole.
You're so far ahead of it.
And so that's because I just started singing. I can't hear it at all. So let's care about each other in general. Oh, okay.
I didn't hit America. Love you guys.